Hello, BookTube. I've got a strange little video here. I wasn't going to make it. I wasn't sure that I was, but I figure better to make it and just throw the trial balloon up into the air than to sit on it and wonder what would have happened. In the course of this channel over years that I have been inflicting you poor, not you so much, you love these videos, but your significant other, who is this weird old guy that you're always listening to? Over the years that I've been doing that, I have said that there is a rule number one on this channel, which is don't send me a book. Unsolicited, don't send me a book. Don't see a book at your local bookstore or at your charity shop and think, oh, I bet Steve would like that. That's a very nice impulse, but the chances are overwhelmingly good that I have already read your book and either hated it or own it. Fine if you want to vet it with me, but a lot of people don't want to do that. They feel like it's spoiling the surprise, so they don't do that. Don't send me a book. That is rule number one. But vying for space with rule number two, right alongside Steve is always right, is send me your old tech. I've had that rule for many, many years, and some of you have noticed, and I'm perfectly happy to admit it, that lately I have not said that. I have not returned to that rule at all. In fact, I've let it drop by the wayside mainly because, thanks to my tech support, thanks to my extremely nasal tech support, I have the tech that I want. And it's amazing. Once you do, then all of a sudden I'm not strolling through the back listings on eBay for a $30 Chromebook. All of a sudden I'm not doing that because I have the tech that I want and it works perfectly fine. Well, I largely have that. The only candidate would be a phone. My phone is old. It doesn't like to charge anymore. It's starting to glitch, and I don't have a ready replacement. So that's a subject down the line. But the majority of the tech that I have got in the years that I have been saying send me your old tech have been e-readers. Not necessarily little tablets like Amazon Fires. I've got a lot of Amazon Fires, and a lot can be done with them. If you're willing to muck around with them, even an old Amazon Fire can be turned into a perfectly good tablet. Perfectly good sort of knockoff Android tablet. Perfectly good for the needs of 99% of the people who would use a tablet. But it hasn't been that. It's been mostly e-readers, dedicated e-readers, where you get a Kindle from a few years ago. It's not the latest thing. Maybe you wanted a bigger screen or a better backlight. Maybe your Kindle's full or something like that. So it still works just fine, but you put the old one away. I've got a lot of those, and I've also dispensed with a lot of those. I've given them away to a lot of people. But it was brought to my attention just recently. A friend who isn't on BookTube brought to my attention that she might have a home for a lot of those e-readers. A home where they're desperately needed, a home where they cannot be afforded. And she was telling me, you know, I've noticed that you have lots and lots of tech. If you'd like to clean some of that up and send it off to me, I'd be happy to do that. And I was, but then I thought, why not put up a trial balloon? You never know. You might dismiss this video, or it might yield to something. I would like to know if you have any old e-readers. Not backlit screens, not tablets, but e-readers. Any old e-reader that you have. An Amazon Kindle, or a Kindle Oasis, for instance, or any of the older Kindles, or any old Kobos or whatnots. I just thought I'd put up a trial balloon, especially since now I have an avenue where they can go. I can get them, I can reset them, I can clean them up, I can then get in touch with a person who will find good homes for them. And I know that a lot of people who have lots and lots of old tech just sitting around, the only reason they have it sitting around is because they don't have a good home for it. They don't really want to throw it out. And that's probably wise, because a lot of the chemicals and stuff used in these things, the minerals and chemicals used in these things, are pretty dangerous to just be out in the garbage. But they also wish that it could go to somebody who would use it, even though they're not using it anymore. Certainly that has been my own thought whenever I've piled up on tech that I don't use that's still workable. So I thought I'd put out a plea, a call to action, a standard YouTube call to action. If you have an old e-reader, or a new e-reader where you just have a newer one and so you don't use it. If you have an extra e-reader or more than one that still works, so it has to take a charge, has to hold a charge, can't have a cracked screen. If you have an old e-reader of any kind that still works, and you feel like getting rid of it to a good home, please get in touch with me. Email me. my email's on every video. You can feel free to email me and get in touch with me. Chances are that you will not have to go hunting around in cabinets or whatnot to look for power cords. I'm pretty sure I have a power cord for almost anything that you would send. Of course, you have a power cord, all the better. But I thought I'd put out a call for extra e-readers. I now have a pipeline for a home for those extra e-readers, a home where they will be much appreciated, because I will fill them with ebooks, and they will go to readers who might not have them otherwise. Young readers who might not have them otherwise. So since that opportunity came to me and I have been indulging in it, I thought I would put up a video saying, send me your e-readers. If you have a working e-reader that you don't use, I don't want you inconveniencing yourself. I want you to keep reading. But if you have an e-reader that you don't use, feel free to get in touch with me. And we can figure out what we're going to do with it. But I like as many of those as I can find, and I've got a great source. I've got a whole bunch of friends who are avid readers and who might have extra reading technology. Don't put yourself out. I don't want you sending me your only e-reader, and I especially don't want you sending me anything that's going to run you up a massive postal bill. So not outside this country. But if you're here, you could just pop something in a padded envelope and put it in media mail. Think about it. That's all I'm saying. That's my call to action ends up being very wimpy. It's think about it. Those devices now have a home if you want to get rid of them. So anyway, I'll wrap this up for now, and I'll be back. Thank you, BookTube.